Hello students, welcome back to Effortless Chemistry. Already we have started group 16 of the P block elements, and in the last session we have discussed up to simple and mixed oxides. Now we will discuss preparation and properties of ozone. So ozone, the formula of ozone is O3. As we know that it is one of the allotropic form of the O2. It is allotropic form of O2. Next point, in atmosphere it is found at an height of 20 to 25 kilometer from the surface of earth. Next point, it protects surface of earth from harmful UV radiations. So in the atmosphere it is formed from the O2. It is formed from O2 in presence of sunlight. This O3 is also formed from the O2 in the atmosphere, because in presence of sunlight this O2 molecule undergo dissociation to give two atomic oxygens, and this atomic oxygen further it combines with what? O2 to give the ozone. So this is what some important points about ozone. Now we will go for preparation of ozone. Preparation of ozone. So this ozone is prepared by passing the silent electrical discharge through the stream of a dry oxygen. Preparation of O3. It is prepared by passing silent electrical discharge through dry oxygen. Dry oxygen is nothing but here O2 here. So on passing silent electrical discharge through the O2, what happens here? O2 undergo dissociation to give the atomic oxygen, and this atomic oxygen again it will combine with O2 to form what? O3 here. One point you have to take care about this preparation of O3 here. For the preparation of this O3, silent electrical discharge is used just in order to produce less amount of the heat, because the silent electrical discharge it is utilized for what? Just for the dissociation of O2 molecule to give to atomic oxygen, which combines to give what? Ozone here. Suppose if you use a higher amount of energy, what happens? With increase in the temperature, this O3 rapidly decomposes again to give back what? O2 here. That's why in order to prevent the decomposition of this O3, silent electrical discharge is used, which produces less amount of heat, that is just sufficient for the dissociation of O2 molecule, so that it gives atomic oxygen. One atomic oxygen combines with O2 to give a O3 here. So in this one, the balanced equation we can write like this: 3 times of O2 on passing through the silent electrical discharge So we will get 2 times of O3 here. So the formation of this O3 is endothermic, so that for every 1 mole of O3 formed plus 146 kilojoule per mole of energy is required here. Okay, so already This is being endothermic reaction. Always you keep in mind, according to thermodynamics, we know that any system that has a stored energy, it is highly unstable. That's why O3 is thermodynamically unstable. It readily decomposes to give the dioxygen here, dioxygen and atomic oxygen. So first point we will write silent electrical discharge. Silent electrical discharge is used to produce less amount of heat, which prevents decomposition of O3, because O3 is thermodynamically unstable. With increase in the temperature, its decomposition rapidly increases here. This is what the reason why we are using the silent electrical discharge here. Next point. So here O3 is thermally unstable and hence readily decomposes to give dioxygen, that is O2 here. So one point is the decomposition of O3 is highly exothermic. That's why the high concentration of O3 is explosive in nature, because more the concentration of O3, more will be decomposition and more amount of heat is released outside. That's why the high concentration of O3 will be what? Exothermic, and it is explosive in nature. So here I will write this O3, this readily decomposes to give what? Dioxygen and one atomic oxygen. So for this one, the delta H value is negative, and this decomposition is what? Highly exothermic. One point you keep in mind for the decomposition of the O3, since here it is exothermic, delta H value is negative. For the decomposition of O3, even delta S value also positive here, entropy also increases. Already we know that according to thermodynamics, these two factors, delta H value negative, delta S value positive, means automatically these two will make the Gibbs free energy value negative for the above process. So these three collectively gives what? That is a spontaneous process here. So the decomposition of O3 is what? Spontaneous, hence decomposition of O3 is highly exothermic and spontaneous. Hence high concentration of O3 is explosive in nature. Okay, so this is about the thermal stability of the O3 here. Next point, the small concentration of O3 is not harmful. So I will write small concentration of O3 is harmless. High concentration of about 100 ppm causes difficulty in breathing, and headache. So this is what the effect of O3. Next point, pure ozone. Pure ozone is it is having three physical states. Pure ozone, it's a pale blue color gas, and this is a dark blue solid. It is a dark blue liquid, and violet black solid. So this is the three physical states of ozone. Pure ozone, it is a pale blue color gas and dark blue liquid, and then violet black solid it is. Next thing, the property of ozone. What is the reason for the depletion of the ozone layer here? Reason for the depletion of ozone layer. So in this case, what happens? This nitric oxide NO, it readily combines with O3. So to form what here? This is it become as NO2 and O2, because O3 is nothing but what? It is highly unstable. So it gives O2 plus one nascent oxygen or atomic oxygen. It will readily combine with NO, so that NO2 plus O2 is formed here. So this nitric oxide is responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. NO readily combines with O3 to form NO2, and O2. Hence it is responsible for depletion of ozone layer. They may ask you one more question: which gas is responsible for the depletion of ozone layer? That is NO, nitric oxide readily combines with O2, that O3, to form what? NO2 and O2 here. So NO is responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. So this is one thing. Next, this O3, it also shows the oxidizing property, that we will see here. Oxidizing property of O3. Oxidizing property of O3. Now see here. So already we know what is the oxidizing agent. The species which gives the nascent oxygen is what? Oxidizing agent. Here also already we know that this O3 is what? Thermally unstable, readily decomposes to give the dioxygen and atomic oxygen, nothing but the nascent oxygen. Hence O3 is acting as what? That oxidizing agent here. O3 decomposes to give O2 and the nascent oxygen, hence it acts as oxidizing agent. Okay, so we will see the decomposition of O3. It decomposes to give O2, and that atomic oxygen is nothing but what here? Nascent oxygen it is. This is nascent oxygen. So why O3 acts as oxidizing agent? Because it decomposes to give the nascent oxygen, hence it acts as oxidizing agent here. So example I will write. It oxidizes lead sulfide to the lead sulfate. PbS is converted to the PbSO4, because here the sulfur Pb is what here? Sulfur will be in the -2 oxidation state. It is oxidized to what? This will be around a +6 oxidation state here. So lead sulfide is oxidized to the what? Lead sulfate. which on treating with ozone. How many oxygens are added here? PbS, and this is PbSO4. 4 oxygens are added. So if I take one ozone, it will give what? O2 plus 1 nascent oxygen it will give. So if I take 4 times of O3, it gives 4 times of O2 and 4 times of nascent oxygen. So these 4 nascent oxygens are added to this one, so that it will form what? PbSO4. Remaining is what here? 4 times of O2. So this is what the oxidizing property of ozone. Even it will oxidize iodide to the iodine, that is I'll write 2 times of iodide. Okay, then it on treating with water plus ozone, so it will be iodide is oxidized to the iodine gas here, so 2 times of iodide, that is I'll write I2 gas. So here oxidation state is -1 and here it is 0, means it is oxidized. Now see here, what is O3 here? O3 is nothing but O2 plus 1 nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen is given to this one, it will form 2 times of OH minus. So plus remaining is what here? O2. So this is what the oxidizing property of the ozone. Next point. Next point, we will write the quantitative estimation of ozone. So the quantitative estimation of ozone. Estimation of ozone it is. So this O3 it will react with excess of Ki solution, that I will take 2 times of Ki plus I will take a water molecule. So here what happens? This O3 is what here? O3 is nothing but O2 plus 1 nascent oxygen. So with the help of this nascent oxygen, there is a formation of 2 OH minus, 2 K plus combines with 2 OH minus, formation of what? 2 times of KOH plus here what is remaining? O2 plus. So here this iodide is oxidized to what? Iodine. So this ozone on treating with excess of Ki, iodine gas is liberated, and this iodine gas is titrated against a standard solution of sodium thiosulfate. So I will write reaction here. I2 is titrated against sodium thiosulfate, Na2S2. This is O3. So I will take 2 times here. So I will get 2 times of NaI, and the remaining is what? Na2 and S4O6. This is a sodium tetrathionate. Sodium tetrathionate it is. So in this way O3 is estimated. Simply this O3 is treated with excess of Ki, so that after this reaction what happens? Iodine gas is liberated, and that iodine gas is titrated against a standard solution of sodium thiosulfate. Okay, to form what? 2 times of NaI, and this is sodium tetrathionate. Ozone reacts with O3 reacts with excess of Ki solution, then I2 gas is liberated, then what happens? I2 is titrated against standard solution of sodium thiosulfate. So this is what the quantitative estimation of O3. Now we will write the resonance structure of the O3. So now we will discuss the resonance structure of ozone. resonance structure of O3 here. So in the O3, how many oxygens are there here? 3 oxygens are there. Each oxygen is having a 6 valence electron. Total 18 electrons must be distributed among 3 oxygen atoms. And this ozone, it is having 2 resonating structures. We will write them. First I will write O2 molecule like this. So this oxygen is having 2 lone pair of electron and 2 unpaired electrons, and this oxygen has 2 unpaired electron and 2 lone pair of electron. Now we will form a mutual sharing of electron takes place what? Then there is a formation of 2 simple covalent bonds between the oxygen. Now I will add the third oxygen. So this is having again 6 valence electrons, but it is having 2 unpaired electrons, but this oxygen is having what? All the paired electrons, so that we cannot form a simple covalent bond between these two. But this oxygen is having just 2 electrons less than the octet, so that we can form a coordinate bond between these two oxygen. By donating these 2 electrons from the oxygen, we can form a coordinate bond here. So what happens now? So this oxygen is having octet configuration, 6 electron, 1 bond, total 8 electrons, and here it is having 3 bond and 2 electron, again it is also octet, and here 4 electrons surrounding 2 bonds, total 8 electrons. All the oxygens are satisfied with octet configuration now. So we will write the another structure. This structure can be equivalently written as, this is, I will take it as structure 1. You transfer these electrons to the next bond, and these bonded electrons are transferred to the next oxygen. Here you will get a double bond, and this become a single bond. Here you will get 6 electrons here. So this is the oxygen which is connected to the single bond, and this will be connected with a double bond here, okay, like this. And here 1 lone pair of electron as it is, central atom and central atom in the ozone. So here the single bond, it will be having 6 electrons on this, and here you will get only 4 electrons, like this it is. So here the bond angle, it will be around 117 degree here. And this is the second structure of the ozone. The actual structure of the ozone molecule is, that is a resonance hybrid of these two molecules, that can be equivalently written as, this is the oxygen and a single bond oxygen, and this is a single bond oxygen, and here it is having a partial double bond character like this. Here also partial double bond character, because in the resonance hybrid of the ozone, and here bond angle is 117, same thing, but this bond length is 128 picometer. In case of ozone, the oxygen bond length is 128 picometer, that is in between the oxygen single bond length and the double bond length. You can see here oxygen double bond length will be around 128, that is 121 picometer, and this oxygen single bond length is around, it is 148 picometer. But in case of ozone, in the O3, the bond length will be 128 picometer, which is in between these two bond lengths here. So this is the regarded as what? Resonance hybrid of the ozone molecule. So this structure is resonance hybrid of O3 molecule. Okay, so this is about the ozone.